and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the... Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Well. Good damn morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. I'm down here. And welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel on this Thursday, the 16th of May, 2024, the year of our Lord. And, oh, Lord, I just caught some news that really has me disturbed. I am so upset about this. I don't, because they're just, the whole cancel culture and everything. I'll tell you about it in a minute. I promise I will. If they, oh my gosh, if they can't, okay, never mind. I'm gonna wait till it's time for the news. But anyway, we have we have some presidential debates coming up, and of course, they've already kind of announced where and when the first one will be and who the moderators are, and I'm just like, why would Trump agree to this? I don't know. But and also, I guess there's some interesting debate rules, so we'll talk about that. We're going to watch the Nancy Pelosi's debacle at Oxford, which Advocatus Diaboli brought to my attention yesterday. We're going to watch videos today. We're going to watch different videos and just laugh along and react, whatever. So, and then obviously news in between here and there. So there you go. Wait, what? Wait, who? Okay, thank you. First sponsor of the day is You Tell Him Steve Dave. Now, I'm not sure. Steve Dave? Is Steve Dave back? I think. Anyway, You Tell Him Steve Dave dropped 269. 269. Oh, yeah. It says... come on, fellas. Once a PIAA-er, always a P. Always. Once a player, always a player. Smash that like button and help the good old P-Dog out. I'm not just acting positive on this message or something bad might happen. Wait, what? I'm not just acting positive on this message, or something bad might happen if you don't help the ratio out. No, never. So do it now. Now, Pelosi. Okay, thank you. Well, Steve Dave, thank you. I appreciate it. You Tell Him Steve Dave. Are you in the chat too? I don't even see you here. Oh yeah, you are. How about that? Welcome back. Good to see you. Okay, well, we're gonna say hi to everybody, but thank you. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Let's get to saying hi to people. There's Steve Dave right up there. Let's first in the chat over on Rumble. That'd be Mr. Advocatus Diaboli. Gets the bell. Congratulations, of course. And he's wearing pants today because he has to be somewhere. Why is my nose itching? Allergy season kills me. Ah! No, it's not the fentanyl and cocaine. It's just the allergy season. So anyway, it seems to be the only one over there. Although it says there are 5 other sets of eyes besides mine. So if you're on Rumble, say hi and welcome to the show. Even if you're just here for a second, just type something in the chat. And then if you're not going to watch the show, you can leave, or you can watch it on YouTube too, and it'll all be good. So there you go. First on YouTube, however, is not Advocatus Diaboli. So it's one of those rare occasions where it's not AD, but it is Insomnambule Nation who gets the bell. Congratulations. In fact, cheer for her. There you go. That's much better. Or her, wait, I don't even know. I shouldn't say gender. I think Am I right? Is that right? I don't even know. Anyway, also welcome Avocats Diabli, Kara Soldier, Ravon Harris, Zed the Snarky, Mike Savage Blarg. As I come down here, Trivia Liberty, what's up, my brother? Laura Stanhope's in the house. Simon Wolfwood, Steve Dave, except on here it's Stev Dez. Holy dang, it's been a minute since I showed up here. Well, I'm so happy to see you again. Awesome. Did someone say hit the like button, dipshits? Were they about to? I don't know. Anyway, hit the like button. Also, hello to I'm trying to figure it out. I get those jumps all the time. Do you? I'm trying to figure out why it's doing that. I gotta figure out what's going on with Streamlabs OBS because it's messing up. Good morning, Anonymity T2. I'll be back. Welcome. Also, is that it? Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. That's everybody. So far, it says it says only 16 people here. So maybe, here's what you can do about that. Share the stream. Some people have already done that. Let's see, who's shared the stream already? Wait, why is this here? This is annoying. Let me check my notifications here. Jimmy Das Hotep's in the house. There you go. AWOL's here. Nice to see you, AWOL. Thank you, Somnambule Nation, sharing the stream. Man Squatch, of course. And I just saw, what the hell? Why'd this jump? Okay, something here. It only shows 2 of you, but there were more before. So I don't know what happened. Oh, there you go. Jimmy Das Hotep and Somnambule Nation also. So there you go. All right. Should we, do I talk like women? No, you don't talk like women. My brain is not working. Anyway. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. No, you wrote something once that made me question whether I was being correct when I said whether you're male or female. I don't know, because they're just names. They're all the names are generic, like or non-gender telling, whatever. So I don't know. I know Renee Mayette is female. There you go. And Maddie are female. So maybe we should get more females here. It's too early. You need coffee. Yeah, I do have my cup of reparations coffee here. Which cup do I have? This is the South Point. This is the southernmost tip of Florida in Key West, the southernmost point in the continental U.S. That's this cup. Do we need to include our pronouns in our name? No, please don't. Just drive me nuts. All right, now let me since my brain is not working, let's just get into the news, because then I just can read stuff and I don't have to think too hard. But again, thank you, Steve. So the news I was talking about earlier that really, really has me upset. Okay, really has me upset. And it's I don't have a day today. I do have a birthday today, but I don't know other than that. What is even non-binary? No, you're not allowed to be non-binary. Let's just put it that way. Hello, Special Can Acid. Okay, so the news that has me really just reeling, and this is, I don't know if this is breaking news. No, this is from yesterday afternoon. Disney, Disney, Walt Disney, the company, Disney World, Disneyland, Disney, Tokyo, whatever, movies, Star Wars, all that stuff. Disney is canceling Tinkerbell because Tinkerbell is potentially problematic. From Disney World's meet and greet. No longer will you be able to go up and meet and greet Tinkerbell. Now, what the F is going on here? In a February post, Disney confirmed it pulled Tinkerbell from the meet and greet at Walt Disney Resort at Town Square Theater in front of the Magic Kingdom. Here is what it says. Tinkerbell, unfortunately, has become problematic, a problematic image for our guests, specifically young girls, specifically in terms of the portrayal of an unrealistic body image, as well as dependency of approval and or attention from Peter Pan, as seen in previous incarnations of the character. We feel these traits are no longer representative of our inclusive, focused values, and thus are currently in the process of redesigning an updated Tinkerbell for modern audience. Yes, they're going to tap Lizzo to be the new Tinkerbell. That's what's probably going to happen, right? Hello, Tyler F. So Tinkerbell is canceled now. Tinkerbell, unfortunately, has become problematic image for our guests. Woke destroys everything. No wonder mental health is declining. Now, the news was unknown until Inside the Magic wrote about it this week. Disney panelist Jonathan wrote, quote, "At present, Tinkerbell does not hold a meet and greet opportunity at the Walt Disney World Resort. Of course, she does make her evening flight over the Magic Kingdom Park at the end of the happily ever after nighttime fireworks show. During our recent visit, my family had an amazing view of Tink." I don't want to hear about your amazing view of Tink. That concerns me. From just outside the Plaza restaurant. Another way to see Tinkerbell is live is during the Festival of Fantasy Parade. Sure, she'll be canceled from that too. The parade takes place daily at the Magic Kingdom Park. Please keep in mind that character appearances are subject to change. You can see Tink in other forms on the Peter Pan flight attraction and in Mickey's Fahar Magic. Both are in Magic Kingdom Park. Of course, Tinkerbell has her own Fab 50 statue in Magic Kingdom Park as well. Well, I'm sure that the Antifa will be coming to take that down. You might need to ask a cast member to point out her statue location, as it can be one of the more challenging statues to find, because they're hiding the fairy. What's the difference between a pixie and a fairy? Dust, I think. I don't know. Oh wait, no, fairies have dust too. Pixie dust, fairy dust. I don't know. Fairy dust is magic. How about that? Now, a lady from Seinfeld would like Jonathan because he loves the exclamation point. You can still meet her at Disneyland, California. Anyway, Disney has been fixing supposed problematic issues with its characters and movies with its Stories Matters initiative. They have a Stories Matters team. The Stories Matters team privately flagged other characters as potentially problematic, with the findings distributed to senior Disney leaders, according to two current Disney executives who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss confidential information. So, in 2022, New York Times mentioned Disney marked Tinkerbell because she is body conscious and jealous of Peter Pan's attention. Yes, she's a jealous hoe. She wants that. I was going to say that D, but all I have to do is she says she wants that Peter. The T, whatever. Plus the native people. See, because the film portrays native people in a stereotypical manner that reflects neither the diversity of native peoples nor their authentic cultural traditions. It shows them speaking in an unintelligible language and repeatedly refers to them as Redskins, an offensive term. Well, it wasn't an offensive term to the Redskins who made up the term. Anyway, Peter and the Lost Boys engage in dancing, wearing headdresses, and other exaggerated tropes, a form of mockery and appropriation of native people's culture and imagery. Yeah, Peter Pan, written and animated back when everything was politically incorrect. So, there you go. Anyway, they're canceling freaking Tinkerbell. That just hurts my soul. Tinkerbell was like a magical character. You know what I mean? Anyway, Peter would literally split her in half. Oh, stop it. Good God, man. I didn't need to think about that. What if she has a magic vajayjay, though? Then there'd be no problem. Wait, all pixies are fairies. Not all fairies are pixies. That is just true. There's some bars where the fairies hang out. Anyway, Now, the next thing that I was going to bring to your attention. Now, Dr. Boyce Watkins, who I thought was a pretty smart guy, posted this video on the app formerly known as Twitter, aka X. Notice I'm not doing much trending stuff so far. He posted this video and asks this question. He says this. Here's the video. Let me make this bigger here for you. He posts this video of this woman at clearly a barbecue restaurant, and asked, is this common or is this normal? So here you go. So you got that old. All right, I'm just gonna let you look at this and ask what you think.
That is a mop sauce right there.
Okay. She's at a big old barbecue restaurant.
True barbecue right there.
All right, now, the question he asked, I've never seen this before. Is this normal? And Jeff Charles, who lives in Texas, I'm sorry. Come on, Jeff, you live in Texas. He says, probably not, but it's pretty awesome. Now, at least he says it's pretty awesome. Okay, I'm just waiting for reactions. What's wrong with that? That is a barbecue sauce mop. That's what I'm thinking. Any good barbecue joint does that. That's what I was thinking. I think I'm going to skip breakfast today. Thanks. You think that's bad? I would pay $20 just for the mop, I bet. I mean, as long as that mop hasn't touched the floor. It's a sauce mop. They ain't using that to clean the floors at night. Of course that's normal. You go to any giant barbecue restaurant anywhere in the South or go to a barbecue contest, that's how they sauce the meat. That is absolutely normal. Yeah, they usually use a smaller version all the time. Yeah, but at big barbecue joints, they'll have a sauce mop. That is absolutely normal. And I had to ask Jeff if he's really from Texas. He lives in Texas, and you're saying probably. Of course, that's normal. Anyway, this is not your normal show. All right, let's get some news. Inflation is trending, not because the new inflation numbers came out, but because apparently some Biden officials seem to think that the inflation numbers are different. Now, we heard Biden say this the other day. Biden said the same thing. And listen to this and see if you can catch what's wrong with this. Let me find it. Where's the button? There we go. All right, here's some Biden official on Fox News talking about inflation.
Advisor to Obama. Welcome to both of you. Robert, what was inflation when Biden took office?
I think
tell
it was
you if you don't
probably
know.
9-10%.
Oh!
No.
Again! Again!
Robert. All right.
It's 3% now, so it's down by
I set you up.
2/3.
I apologize. I put you on the spot there. It was 1.4%, and that is fact. So Doug Holtz-Eakin, this.
Do these people have any idea what inflation was at when Biden took office? I'm trying to figure out why they don't know this. Maybe because they don't want to know it, because they know it was not around 9% when during the Biden administration. Now again, but this is not the only one. Here again. Now someone decided to ask the very French named Latrine Jean-Pierre. Wait, did I say latrine? Karine Jean-Pierre. Why Joe Biden said it was 9% when he came into office. And here's Latrine Jean-Pierre attempting to answer that question. Well, maybe she did. I don't know. I haven't even watched this clip. I just figured I'd watch it cold here. We'll do it live. So here's Latrine Jean-Pierre at the White House press office.
I'm going to ask you about how the president talks about inflation. So
Yes.
2 times over the past 2 weeks, the president said inflation was 9% when he came into office. Is the president misleading Americans on that, or does it just
Yes,
not
he
realize
is.
that inflation was
He's lying.
1.4% when he came
So,
in?
and thank you for the question, because I know that we got a lot of incoming on this yesterday. And look, what
Yes.
the president was, the point that
So
he
you got
was
some-
making
got some
is
incoming
that
on this.
the factors that caused inflation
Hold
was
on.
in place
Hold
when
on.
he walked
Hold
in.
on. Oh my my God. Let's spin the question into something that the reporter did not ask. Joe Biden said when he came into office, inflation was at 9%. And she says, well, you know, it was kind of, well, the factors were there. Yada, yada, yada.
The administration when he took office. As you know, the pandemic caused inflation around the world to be by disrupting our economy and breaking our supply chains. As you know, we had to act quickly on dealing with the supply chain. He put together a task force.
Okay, so she said she's lying. Now it's odd about this too. A lot of inflation around the rest of the world is heavily affected by what happens with the dollar. Remember, because the dollar is it's kind of the world reserve currency in a sense right now. And so if we have inflation, everyone else is going to. So it's kind of wild that she's like, well, the factors were in place. No, he didn't ask you what could have happened when Joe Biden came to office. He asked you. Joe Biden said twice last week that inflation was at 9% when they came into office. It didn't hit 9% until almost late 2022 or mid 2022. So that wasn't it, but it kept going up, and it was kind of dumb, kind of bad. Hello, Robert Banks. What's up, brother? How you doing? Also, Black Hebrew Israelites in the house.
That's right.
Nice to have you here. So anyway, that's not the question he asked, Karine, and you failed on the answer, which is pretty common. Okay, moving on. What else is going on? Joey's starting to have a celebrity birthday, and today's celebrity birthday. Hello, Anna Lynn. How you doing? Yeah, and also I think the numbers they're giving us are fake anyway. I think they're bullshit. So. Today's celebrity birthday, well, none other than, wait, I just want to get on the screen. Mr. Tucker Carlson. It's Tucker Carlson's birthday today, and I have no idea how old Tucker Carlson is, but it's his birthday, so lots of people shouting out Tucker Carlson Day. Happy birthday, Tucker Carlson. In fact, the Donald J. Trump parody account says, happy birthday, Tucker Carlson. Thank you for being a rare but amazing journalist. On a day and age where journalism is 90% fake news, I almost chose you for my vice president position, and everyone would have approved. But hopefully we get you to moderate a debate between me and Crooked Joe. Well, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Anyway, so happy birthday, Tucker Carlson. Enough about that. What else is going on? Let's see. Michael Cohen's going back to court today. He's testifying today. They took a pause on Wednesday, and today he's back in court. Michael Cohen, former attorney to Donald John Trump, is set to continue his testimony in Trump's hush money trial. The defense aims to challenge Cohen's credibility, focusing on his past as Trump's self-named fixer. He self-appointed himself as Trump's fixer, and his role in the alleged hush money scheme, which is just a NDA, whatever. That's legal. Hush money sounds illegal though, doesn't it? A non-disclosure agreement, that's perfectly legal, but hush money, that sounds illegal. It's not. It's perfectly legal. Anyway, Cohen's testimony is crucial for the prosecution because they got nothing, so they're going to get the lying liar. They're going to get the lying guy. Well, anyone off the top of their head remember the lying guy's name on Saturday Night Live? He had a name, and I can't remember what it is now. Anyway, day 18th of Trump, and then this is Katie Fang, who is not a fan of Trump, who says it's day 18 of Trump's New York election interference trial. Now, see, you know if they hate Trump if they call it the election interference trial. How is this interfering with an election? It's not like he paid some foreign ex-spy to make up a fake dossier and then paid and then had it laundered through a law firm and had them pay for it, but paid them and called it legal fees. Anyway, it's day 18 of Trump's New York election interference trial. Former Trump self-appointed fixer and personal attorney Michael Cohen will be back on the witness stand for the continuation of his cross-examination by Todd Blanche, counsel for Trump. Some questions loom. If Cohen is the DA's last witness, will the defense put up a case at all, including Trump taking the stand in his own defense? When will closing arguments take place? Will the judge have the jury convene on Wednesdays if they're deliberating? Yeah, because they take Wednesdays off for some reason. Now, Judge Merchant just answered one question, replying, he says, Merchant tells the jury that they may need to work next Wednesday and asks them to check their schedules during the next break. Lauren Boebert is in the gallery today. Let's see. Let's move away from Katie Fangs. I don't want to. She's got all the lefties on her side. I will get into Robert Costello in a minute too. Let's see. It's the raining Trump show trial. The press line for overflow room circa 4:27 a.m. on a rainy, windy Thursday morning. Still warmer outside than the icebox that is the courtroom. It's apparently the press is lined up, ready to go. So anyway, that's happening today. Also, Mitt Romney made some news because he said something anti-Trump. And of course, if you say something anti-Trump, you make the news. Apparently, he says his quote is, well, here, it's a short quote. And he was on an interview on MSNBC, which is I got to tell you, when you're a Republican, one of the greatest places of all time to be interviewed is on MSNBC. And if they have you on, you're probably not, how can I put this? You're probably not really a Republican. You're just a Republican in name only, aka Rhino. But here's Mitt Romney talking with MSNBC that has all the lefties aflutter.
Choice will you make?
Yeah, I'm not announcing that here and now. I'm not going to be voting for President Trump. I made that clear. I know for some people, a character is not the number one issue. It is for me. Determined by a jury to have committed.
Hang on, I'm just going to hold this while that music's playing because I want to be able to hear it. I don't know if it plays as loud for you, but it plays pretty loud for me. I'll let him finish here. I'm going to let you finish, Mitt.
A character is not the number one issue. It is for me. When someone has been, determined by a jury to have committed sexual assault, that's not someone who I want my kids and grandkids to see as president.
A New York jury committed. Because he's been convicted. He's been determined to be responsible for a sexual assault of. Now, which case was that? Oh, that crazy lady, E. Jean Carroll, who made up a story that's physically impossible. Oh, yeah, her. I wish I could find the episode where I went through that because it's physically impossible what she talked about. Anyway, so that's why Mitt Romney is trending, and fuck Mitt Romney, I got to tell you. All right, Avocados Diablo, thank you for putting a small bullet in the tip jar. Very much appreciated. Who says, the pathological liar, Tommy Flanagan, played by John Lovitz. Yes, that's the pathological liar, Tommy Flanagan, whose real name is Michael Cohen. Okay. By the way, a couple of new people showed up. Good morning. I said Anna Lynn already, but also Frank Capps in the house. Amazing Disgrace, Unacceptable Views, and Maddie. What's up? Oh, and Darren Root is in the house too. Welcome. So anyway, and Bookworm Addict. So a bunch of people showed up. Everybody hit the like button now before you forget, because, that's what we try to get people to do here. Now, let's get into one of the main topics. There is going to be a debate between the guy with the funny hair and the allegedly dementia-addled current resident of the White House, Joseph Rahim Biden. Yes, Trump and Biden. Now, I don't understand Joe Biden's chutzpah on trying to get Trump talking about debates. Oh, I'll debate you anytime and anywhere. And something I didn't really catch. I want to find this video where he calls out Trump about a debate because maybe it's in here. Let me see if I can find it in yesterday's links. Because something I hadn't noticed when we watched it yesterday, And I think it's important that we watch today and make this point because remember, Joe Biden doesn't like to make long speeches because, well, you know, he kind of loses his train of thought and says some stupid shit, right? And he also has a problem with making what is known as gaffes, right? So let's take a look at this this video he put out. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? And then Donald Trump said, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready for a debate. I was hoping you wouldn't duck me. All right, now here it is. Here's this video. Let's go to the screen. There we go. Let me see if you notice what's unusual about this video. Okay, here we go. Here's Joe Biden in a 14-second video challenging Donald Trump to a debate. 14-second video. I'm giving you a clue. In a 14-second video.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays. Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me.
Advocacy, I already knew it. 5 cuts in one. In a 14-second video, they did 5 cuts. Now, I was trying to see if the cuts were just because, like, you know, you can, like, someone did mention TikTok videos. You know, some people will pan in and out on TikTok videos. I do that on my short form videos. I'll change the position, whatever. And so they're trying to make it a little more hip, like a TikTok video. But I was trying to see if they're actual jump cuts or if they're just, you know, resizing. So let's look at it one more time. This one.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then.
Okay, so that looks like they just continuous filming.
He hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting.
Now that's a jump cut because his mouth position changed. Okay, the first cut was not a cut; it was just a change in, you know, size. But the second was a cut. Jonathan Diller, welcome to Rumble, and he's got a 10,000 BTC and Ethereal giveaway event today, and you know you can take that and shove it right up your ass. No, if you want to watch the show, say something besides your giveaway, and I'll acknowledge you again. But right now, I'm not going to again. Okay, that was a cut.
He wants to debate me again. Well,
that's a cut. 2 cuts in 14 seconds. Obviously, his mouth changed.
My day, pal. I'll even.
And 3 cuts in 14 seconds.
Do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesday.
Okay, that last one wasn't a cut. But anyway, you notice how much he slurs while he's talking? Even in this 14-second video. Could they not get 14 seconds of him not slurring his words? It's crazy. Yeah, 10,000 Bitcoin would be a shitload. Holy shit. You'd be I don't know. If someone do the math. It'd be a lot of money. Trillions? $1 trillion? I don't know. Anyway, so that was Joe Biden. Shut up, Joe. You didn't lose 2 debates to you the first time. All right, so anyway, so now there's going to be a debate. And interesting choice of first debate. Venue and moderators. Joe Biden to debate Donald Trump on This Is CNN. Why he agrees to this, I don't know. But listen, with Jake Tapper and Dana flipping Bash. Now, Jake Tapper is probably pretty good sometimes at... Well, okay, no, he's not. He will argue with Donald Trump during this debate. I guarantee it. And Dana Bash will be, it's going to be 3-on-1. It is definitely going to be 3-on-1. CNN, This Is CNN, is President Joe Biden's preferred network to host at least one presidential debate. He said Wednesday, CNN's Jake Tapper and Dana Bash will host, according to, I don't know what Puck News is. I have no idea. Scoop. CNN's Jake Tapper and Dana Bash will moderate the first presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump on June 27th. Full details and more scoops in tonight's edition of The Room. subscribe to Puck News. Okay, whatever. Now, Biden's preferred network, this is CNN, with sinking ratings, is known to push hoaxes according to the Breitbart News' John Nolte's list. This is CNN. So here's some of the hoaxes that CNN has pushed. The Russian collusion hoax, the hands up don't shoot hoax, the Jussie Smollett hoax, the Covington kids hoax, the Very Fine People hoax, the 7-hour Gap hoax, the Russian bounties hoax, Trump trashes troops hoax, policemen killed in mostly peaceful January 6th protest hoax, the Rittenhouse hoax, eating while black hoax, border agents whipping illegals hoax, NASCAR noose hoax, Georgia Jim Crow 2.0 hoax, Trump assaulted Secret Service agents and grabbed the steering wheel of the beast hoax, the MAGA assaulted Paul Pelosi hoax, COVID lab leak theory is a racist hoax, Hunter Biden's laptop is Russian disinformation hoax, Joe Biden will never ban gas stoves hoax. The COVID deaths are over-the-counted. Is a conspiracy theory hoax. Mass graves of native children in Canada hoax. Trump killed all the fish hoax. Hamas hospital hoax. John Fetterman is healthy hoax. If reelected, Trump will execute people hoax. And the Alpha Bank hoax, which I'm not sure what that last one is. Anyway, the Biden campaign said the president will debate Trump only in June and September. And he does not want live audiences present. Now, you know why he doesn't want live audiences. Because Joe Biden cannot attract a crowd. He said, I received and accepted an invitation from CNN for a debate on June 27th. Biden posted on X, over to you, Donald. As you said, anywhere, anytime, any place. I don't know why he wants to try and needle Donald Trump. Does Joe understand that he doesn't do well in live debates? He was terrible in both debates in 2016. And him claiming that he won a debate, that's crazy. So anyway, okay, John, stop. Is there a way, what can I do with it? All right, I'm just going to watch this. I'm going to piss John off. What's this? Doop. 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 John's messenger going into the bin. And then finally, we're going to mute the user. Okay. So, goodbye, John. I apologize for you who were watching me doing a little housekeeping here, but FTG. It's FTG Thursday, so FTG. Wait, pin this message. No, we want to delete that shit. There we go. There, John is bye-bye. Okay, so anyway, now Donald Trump responded on Truth Social, says, please let this truth serve to represent that I hereby accept debating crooked Joe Biden on Fox News. The date will be Wednesday, October 2nd. The hosts will be Brett Baer and Martha McCallum. Thank you, Donald John Trump. So anyway, so we're going to see. Now, you know damn well Joe Biden ain't going to debate on Fox News. Now, and Brett, look, the only problem is, too, Brett Baer will argue with Donald Trump, too. But at least, at least he did a touche to Mr. Biden. Now, interesting article in the Federalist, because Biden's debate demands show his weakness, especially that no audience thing. Why would you not want an audience at a debate? By the way, good morning. You're a ridiculous lunatic, a.k.a. Luna, and Big Dave's in the house. Nice to see you guys. Apparently there's exhaustive list of demands. Let's see if we can see what that is. Let's see what this exhaustive list of demands. We'll see if that's archived yet. The exhaustive list of demands released by Joe Biden's campaign for only 2 presidential debates. And they're only having 2. Usually there are 3. I don't know why they're not doing 3. But the list of demands tells you just how weak he truly is. But whatever, they're not unreasonable requirements. And a couple could even work for Donald Trump's advantage. Trump has accepted the proposal, but he should also insist some of his own conditions are agreed to by Biden and Just as crucially, whoever moderates. Biden's demands are laughably transparent. He wants 2 debates instead of 3 because his campaign knows as well as anyone there's no upside in the rapidly deteriorating president's appearing next to the tan, restless, and ready Trump, who is currently demolishing Biden in surveys of swing state voters. He wants no live audience in the room because his campaign knows as well as anyone that Trump remains the unparalleled political performer who thrives in front of a crowd. Biden's most controversial demand is that Trump's mic be muted when it's Biden's allotted time to speak. After all, Biden campaign knows that directly engaging the former president is high risk, no reward. Biden wants the same done for his own mic when it's Trump's time. Like he would be able to get a word in edgewise anyway. Again, Trump would stand to benefit from the muted mic agreement anyway. His performances in the 2 debates with Biden in 2020 were a failure by any honest assessment. His attempt to overwhelm his opponent with what amounted to a bunch of incoherent noise backfired. It reinforced voters' belief that Trump was chaotic and exhausting at the time, when everything else was already chaotic and exhausting. I don't know. The first one, he overdid it. The second one, I thought he did fine. In the incoming rematches with Biden, a diminished and feeble figure loved by no one but Zelensky and defense contractors, a lot less will be more. But if Biden wants to overhaul debate format precedent, it shouldn't be that every change is to his advantage. His CVS receipt length list of requirements said nothing about who gets to moderate, other than it should be standard anchors or hosts from one of the big news networks. Admittedly, Biden has nothing to worry about regardless of who ends up moderating. Even the Fox News designated moderator of the first 2020 debate, Chris Wallace, interfered on Biden's behalf. The corporate media personalities who moderate this year's debates will do the same whenever they can. Yeah, Tapper and Dana Bash, they will argue with Trump directly in the middle of the debate, and that's what's crazy about it. So anyway, that's what Trump should insist. Let's see. So that's why Trump should insist that if the candidates can't interrupt each other during their respective turns, the moderators also need to keep their traps shut. Okay, it says mouths, but during the candidates' allotted time. As important, moderators should be forbidden from injecting their unnecessary thoughts and opinions, sometimes falsely referred to as fact-checking, for the duration of the event. That can wait for their little roundtables afterwards. Oh, and no earpieces for the moderators to get real-time coaching from some scheming producer in the control room either. The TV director is going to have to run the show from the studio floor. Now, there are clues who will serve as the moderators. CNN on Wednesday announced that it will be hosting one of the debates, meaning that the moderator will likely be the awful Jake Tapper, the awful Wolf Blitzer, or the god-awful Anderson Cooper, plus perhaps one of the female anchors, probably woman of color Abby Phillips. I think they already said Dana Bash. Trump has agreed to another debate hosted by ABC News where the moderator will likely be the terrible David Muir or the terribly short George Stephanopoulos, who's 5 feet 5 inches tall and may require a booster seat. Yeah, and Stephanopoulos, he's a Clinton crony. No mouthpieces for the mods. Whatever the case, is going to be another 2-against-1 matchup with the odds stacked in Biden's favor. Trump, along with every other Republican, should at least have a guarantee that there won't be any more Chris Wallace or Candy Crowley moments where the moderator takes liberty to run interference for the Democrat. And that's the truth. So anyway, we will have debates, and they're going to try to rig it in Biden's favor. But whatever. So here's this, apparently the list of demands. Let's see if we can find the list here. It's in the New York Times. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, I'm not going to go through this, but there's the article in the New York Times. Biden and Trump agreed to 2 debates in June and September. And It's kind of funny though. They're all making it like Biden's coming out and demanding debates, and he's the tough guy, and oh my gosh, this guy's relentless. Well, we're gonna mute you too. Okay. I wish I could. I can't add moderators on Rumble. It would be nice, but whatever. We'll just we'll do that. All right, so let's move on. Speaking of debates, the presidential debates. We'll get to Nancy Pelosi, but Nancy Pelosi has chimed in on the debates between Trump and Mr. Biden, the president of the United States. Nancy Pelosi doesn't seem at all enthusiastic about Joe Biden agreeing to debate with Donald Trump. Here's, how long is this clip? This can't be that long. Oh, this is 4 minutes. Nope, we're not doing 4 minutes of this. She says, I, myself, would never recommend going on stage with Donald Trump. But the president has decided that's what he wants to do. I think the format that he is suggesting is a good one. Well, do you now? So anyway, let's see. We'll watch it.
How you doing? Fescue. The president today challenged Donald Trump to 2 debates. Donald Trump, what do you think about that idea? And also, are you concerned at all about the president's poll numbers? He's really struggling with a lot of swing states.
I get up the lips.
I think the president's going to be the next president of the United States. I myself would never recommend going on a stage with Donald Trump, but the president has decided
you're a moron.
That's what he wants to do. I think the format he is suggesting is a good one.
Okay, but, so at least they got it.
Well, why wouldn't you suggest going on stage with Donald Trump?
Stalking Hillary Clinton, he wasn't professional, he wasn't presidential.
Wait a minute. Nancy realizes that Joe Biden and Donald Trump have been on stage before. Why is he going back to Hillary Clinton? And he wasn't stalking Hillary Clinton. She started wandering around, so he just wondering, what the hell are you doing?
Meeting the dignity of the office. I think you all should have separate town hall meetings with them, let them challenge them with questions about the future.
Separate town hall meetings.
And
Yay.
Let the public make
Hello,
its
Asmati.
decision rather than.
And Zed over in Rumble too.
The president has made this decision. I think it's a good compromise.
Okay, whatever. I don't really care what she's thinking, but she was speaking of debates though. She was at a little debate in Oxford. Let me see if where did I do that? Okay, hang on. I must have moved it. Pelosi at Oxford. Did I not link it up? Oh no. Oh, there it is. Okay. Speaking of Nancy Pelosi and debates, I wanted to watch this today, and we're going to watch it on X, and it's 13 minutes long, so it might just cut out everything else. But before I do that, thank you, Cara Soldier. Dropping $3 in the tip jar, and you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Cara Soldier says the one thing that not only would make the left lose their collective minds, but make the debates honest, not to mention hilarious, would to have Tucker Carlson as a moderator. Oh my gosh, yes it would. That would be awesome. I wish they'd even go back to just having no moderators, have some Lincoln Douglas style debate, where they had some minor rules that could ask each other questions, but it would be fascinating if they could do that. But thank you, Cara Soldier, for sponsoring the show. I love it. Nice to have some new sponsors coming in, and the old sponsors have been very loyal too. So I appreciate all of you guys. So anyway, let's see. I'm having quite a time with this. Okay, AD brought this to my attention yesterday, and it seems like there is a specific clip of this that people were watching. So we're going to watch this, and we're going to react to it live on this show. So this is Nancy Pelosi, apparently at Oxford University, where they have the Oxford debates, and they're apparently talking about populism. And this guy right here, what's his name? His name is it Winston Marshall? No, wait, what's this guy's name? Oh no, former Mumford and Sons. He's a musician from the band Mumford and Sons, and he's he's a rather intelligent fellow, and he's going to talk about populism with Nancy Pelosi at Oxford University. So here we go. Here it is. He was the guitarist for Mumford & Sons. Yes. So now, should we have some whiskey ready for this one for every time that that Nancy Pelosi is incoherent? I don't know. Wow, okay. The Bitcoin whatever person on Rumble is very, very diligent. Has multiple accounts and putting stuff in. Well, whatever. I don't care. The chat doesn't repeat itself. All right, here we go. Oh shit! It's only Thursday. Question time is until Friday. Yes, question is tomorrow. Question day is tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna have kind of a free for all show. By the way, I'm not going to do any trending topics or news that isn't brought up in the chat. So if you bring something up in the chat, I will look it up and then we'll do a good 30 minutes of question time. So here we go. Oxford University, Oxford debates, the dude from Mumford & Sons and Nancy Pelosi. Let's watch and we will just react. And then this is how we'll finish out the show today. I gave myself plenty of time.
Populism is not a threat to democracy. Populism is democracy.
Oh my, and this is the Oxford Union Society debates.
I now look to Mr. Winston Marshall to close the case for the opposition.
Now, I gotta laugh here, first of all. Nancy Pelosi at Oxford University. This is the premier university in the world, apparently. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, words have a tendency to change meaning. When I was a boy, woman meant someone who didn't have a cock.
Oh, no, he didn't start that way. Oh, my God. And right in front of Nancy Pelosi. Well, we know Nancy Pelosi does not have a cock, so she is a woman. Okay.
Populism has become a word used synonymously with racists. We've heard ethno-nationalists, with bigot, with hillbilly, redneck, with deplorables. Elites use it to show their contempt for ordinary people.
He's on fire already.
This is a recent change. Not long ago, Barack Obama, while still president of the North America's Leaders Summit in June 2016, he took umbrage with the notion that Trump be called a populist. How could Trump be called a populist? He doesn't care about working people. If anything, Obama argued he was the populist.
Yep.
If anything, Obama argued Bernie was the populist.
They both were.
It was Bernie who
they were
spent
different.
5 decades fighting for working.
They were just different kinds of populists.
But Trump. Something curious happens. If you watch Obama's speeches after that point, more and more recently, he uses the word populist interchangeably with strongman, with authoritarian. The word changes meaning. It becomes a negative, a pejorative, a slur. To me, populism is not a dirty word.
It's democracy.
Since the 2008 crash, and specifically the $1 trillion Wall Street bailout, we are in the populist age. And for good reason. The elites have failed. Let me address some common fallacies, some of which have been made tonight. If the motion was that demagoguery was a threat to democracy, I would be on that side of the House.
Oh,
if the motion was that political violence was a threat to democracy, I'd be on that side of the House. January 6th has been mentioned. A dark day for America, indeed.
Hello, Select
and I'm
Boy.
sure Congresswoman Pelosi will agree that the entire month of June 2020, when the federal courthouse in Portland, Oregon was under siege and under insurrection by radical progressives, those too were dark days for America.
Oh, man.
Yes?
There is no equivalence of it. So that, yes.
So you don't agree?
No
That's fine, you don't agree,
equivalence.
That's fine.
But it is not like what happened on January 6th, which was an insurrection incited by the President of the
Oh,
United
bullshit. Shut up.
So you don't agree? But you'll condemn those days.
Is she going to condemn them?
My point, though, is that all political movements are susceptible to violence and indeed insurrection. And if we were arguing that fascism was a threat to democracy, I'd be on that side of the house. Indeed, the current populist age is a movement against fascism. I've got quite a lot to get through. Populism, as you know, is the politics of the ordinary people against an elite. Populism is not a threat to democracy.
Populism is democracy.
And why
That's
else
right.
have universal suffrage, if not to keep elites in check?
He's on fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, given the success of Trump, and more recently Javier Milei taking a chainsaw to the state behemoth of Argentina's bureaucratic...
By the way, Argentina's inflation is down. Now, it's 8.8% in Argentina, but it was in first time it's been below double digits in, I think, 3 or 4 years. So there you go.
Monster, you'd be mistaken for thinking this was a right-wing populist age. But that would be ignoring Occupy Wall Street. That would be ignoring Jeremy Corbyn's For the Many, Not the Few. That would be ignoring Bernie against the billionaires, RFK Jr. against Big Pharma, and more recently, George Galloway against his better judgment. Now, all of them, including Galloway, recognize genuine concerns of ordinary people being otherwise ignored by the establishment.
Yep.
I'm actually rather surprised.
Even though their solutions are often shit. But
surprised that our esteemed opposition, Congressman Pelosi, is on that side of the motion. I thought the left was supposed to be anti-elite. I thought the left was supposed to be anti-establishment. Today, particularly in America, the globalist left have become the establishment.
Ding.
I suppose for Ms. Pelosi to have taken this side of the motion, she'd be arguing herself out of a job. But it's here in Britain where right and left populists united for the supreme act of democracy, Brexit. Polls have showed the #1 reason people voted for Brexit was sovereignty, for more democracy. Thank you. What was the response of the Brussels elite? They did everything in their power to undermine the democratic will of the British people. And the Westminster elite were just as disgraceful. As we've heard, David Cameron called the voters fruitcakes, loonies, and closet racists. The Liberal Democrats did everything they could to overturn a democratic vote. Keir Starmer campaigned.
That sounds familiar. Let's see. When Trump got elected, the Democrats, they tried to stop the counting of the Electoral College. They objected to that vote, but then they got mad when Republicans did it in 2020. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. Every time Democrats use the word democracy, they really mean Democrats in power. Hello, #1.
For a second referendum. Elites would have had us voting and voting and voting until we voted their way. Indeed, that's what happened in Ireland and in Denmark. Let's look at some of the other populist movements. The Hong Konger populist revolt is literally called the pro-democracy movement. The farmer revolts from Netherlands to Germany, France, Greece to Sri Lanka. Farmers are taking their tractors to the road to protest ESG policy that's floated down to us from those all-knowing, infallible elites of Davos. The trucker movement in Canada became anti-elitist when petty tyrant Prime Minister Justin Trudeau froze their bank accounts, not the behavior of a democratic head of state. The Gilets jaunes in France, ULEZ in London, working people protesting policy that hurt them. And how are they treated? They're called conspiracy theorists. They're called far right by the mayor as well. Ladies and gentlemen, populism is the voice of the voiceless. The real threat to democracy
is Nancy Pelosi.
Is from the elites. Now, don't get me wrong. We need elites. If President Biden has shown us anything, we need someone to run the countries. When the president has severe dementia, it's not just America that crumbles. The whole world burns. But let's examine the elites. European corporations spend over 1 billion euros a year lobbying Brussels. US corporations spend over $2 billion a year lobbying in DC. 2/3 of Congress receive funding from pharmaceutical companies,
including Nancy Pelosi.
Pfizer alone spent $11 million in 2021. They made over $10 billion in profit. No wonder then that 66% of Americans think the economy is rigged against them for the rich and the powerful. And by the way, we used to have a word for when big business and big government were in cahoots. And I think any students here of early 20th century Italian history know what I'm talking about. What about big tech? Throughout the pandemic, Biden's team, the FBI, and the Department of Homeland Security colluded with big tech in censoring dissenting voices, not kooky conspiracy theorists.
Doctors.
People like Dr. Jay Bhattacharya, the Stanford epidemiologist. People like Harvard scientist Martin Kulldorff. People spreading true information, not misinformation, true information at odds with the government narrative. Need I remind you, democracy without free speech is not democracy. This is a direct breach, by the way, of the First Amendment.
Sure is.
Before COVID, intelligence services colluded with big tech to have Trump suspended off Twitter. Yes, the same platform which hosted the Taliban and Ayatollah deaf to Israel Khomeini, they thought the president crossed the line when he tweeted on Jan 6th, quote, "Remain peaceful, no violence, respect the law and our great men and women in blue." That's a quote.
Okay. Saying that to Nancy Pelosi's face is fucking golden. Because that's when they censored him. When he asked, we told people to stay peaceful. And in fact, you had, what's his face? What do they call him? The QAnon shaman guy. He was reading that tweet out loud on the steps of the Capitol to people who were doing stupid shit. He was reading it aloud to people. And so they censored that message. Somebody had to have told them to. Unbelievable.
You may be thinking now that Trump is a populist. You are right. He didn't accept the 2020 elections, and he should have. So should Hillary in 2016, so should Brussels, and so should Westminster in 2016, and so too should Congresswoman Pelosi, instead of saying the 2016 election was, quote, hijacked. Quote, hijacked.
Thank you. Wait a minute. The 2016 election was hijacked? Oh, that doesn't mean we don't accept results of it? What?
Results of it.
Okay.
You
What
did
about
it,
the
though.
mainstream?
You said he was the illegitimate president his entire 4 years in office. You didn't accept it. You didn't accept
Media,
it.
let me read you some mainstream media headlines. The New Yorker, the day before the 2016 election. The case against democracy.
I got to look these up now. I forgot about that one. If most voters are uninformed, who should make decisions about the public's welfare? The case against democracy. Who's going to destroy democracy?
The Washington Post, the day after the election. The problem with our government is democracy. The LA Times, June 2017. The British election is a reminder of the perils of too much democracy. Vox, June 2017. The two eminent political scientists say the problem with democracy is voters.
The people.
New York Times, June 2017. The problem with participatory democracy is the participants. Mainstream media elites are part of a class who don't just disdain populism, they disdain the people. If the Democrats had put half their energy into delivering for the people, Trump wouldn't even have a chance in 2024. He shouldn't have a chance. You've had power for 4 years. From the fabricated Steele dossier to trying to take him off the ballot in both Maine and Colorado.
He's killing him.
The Democrats.
He's killing him.
The anti-Democrat party.
He's killing him.
All we need now is the Republicans to come out as the pro-monarchist party. Ladies and gentlemen, populism is not a threat to democracy, but I'll tell you what is. It's elites ordering social media to censor political opponents.
Oh, my God.
It's police shutting down dissenters, be it anti-monarchists in this country or gender-critical voices here, or last week in Brussels, the National Conservative movement. I'll tell you what is a threat to democracy. It's Brussels, DC, Westminster, the mainstream media, big tech, big pharma, corporate collusion, and the Davos cronies. The threat to democracy comes from those who write off ordinary people as deplorable. The threat to democracy comes from those who smear working people as racists. The threat to democracy comes from those who write off working people as populists. And I'll say one last thing. This populist age can be brought to an end at the snap of a finger. All that needs to be done is for elites to start listening to, respecting, and, God forbid, working for ordinary people. Thank you.
Well, now, what I haven't seen is, here's Nancy Pelosi. Now, I don't know what this is only a 22-second clip. Let's see what this says. Let's check this one out. This is at the same Oxford debates.
Of these poor souls who are looking for some answers. We've given them to them, but they're blocked by some of their views on guns. They have the 3 Gs, guns, gays, God, that would be a woman's right to choose. And the cultural issues cloud some of their reception of an argument that really is in their interest. Of these poor souls.
She see the people. What she's saying there is that the people just don't know what's good for them. I think that's what she was trying to say there, is that the people just don't know what's good for them. Now, is this the same 22 seconds? That's the same 23-second clip. Nancy Pelosi utterly humiliates herself at the Oxford Union Debate Society. What's this one? Is this the same clip? Let's see.
Of these poor souls.
Okay, hang on. Oh, and apparently pro-Palestinian activists disrupted the debate at Oxford. I wish I had more clips of her, because I heard she was a disaster. Why is my phone ringing? Hang on a second here. If it's my wife, just in case, I have to check. Well, where the hell's my phone? It's in the wrong pocket. Oh, no, it's going to voicemail. Anyway, so maybe we'll try and find a clip of her speaking. But her saying that the 2016 election was hijacked, that's precious. I got to tell you, that's just precious. So anyway, let's see. I got. All right. So anyway, that's that. I that was awesome. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, AD. I needed to see that. Thank you, real quick. You, Steve Dave, with another $3.50 in the tip jar, who says, by the way, thank you. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day again. You're back to it. Let's see. Steve Dave says, if we could all get over our sense of tribalism and see the other side as people trying to solve problems in a different way, we could accomplish so much more. Pelosi, you and your party caused tribalism. Go to hell. Also smash that like button, you fucks. No, thank you, Steve Dave. That's awesome. I appreciate that. So let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about today? Well, let's just give you the headlines of the articles that are left. Because, you know what I wanted to do is I wanted to do Robert Costello's testimony. Robert Costello testified before Congress yesterday. It's 9 minutes long. Robert Costello was Michael Cohen's lawyer. And when Michael Cohen was being investigated, and he was trying to keep himself out of, Pelosi's half is there. Okay, maybe we'll check out Pelosi's half tomorrow. Robert Costello was Michael Cohen's lawyer, and when he was being investigated by the FBI, they raided Michael Cohen's business and his apartment, right? And this, basically, the way they got him to be in this Manhattan case and these other cases is they threatened him with apparently some other shit he'd been doing, and that was brought to light in the Manhattan trial, right? When he was testifying, the prosecution tried to, pull an M&M and get all the bad stuff out of the way before the defense could rip him a new asshole, which they're probably doing right now as we speak. But Robert Costello, his lawyer, for whatever reason, Michael Cohen signed an agreement to waive his attorney-client privilege. And so Robert Costello was testifying before Congress yesterday, telling everybody in Congress that everything Michael Cohen was lying in this courtroom testimony this week in Manhattan. And so, you know what? Let's watch this clip. We'll just watch it and let it run, because I don't want to. I want you to see this, and then I thought I was going to finish with the other thing, but I have a few minutes. I can do this one. So let's do this one too. Here's Robert Costello testifying before a congressional hearing.
My name is Bob Costello. I've been an attorney for 51 years, and I'm the former assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern District of New York, where I was deputy chief of the criminal division. I am not now, nor have I ever been, an attorney for Donald Trump, any of his family members, or any of his businesses. I've represented quite a number of high-profile individuals, but never Donald Trump. During the period April 2018 to July 2018, I represented Michael Cohen. Today, I can talk to you about what Michael Cohen told my law partner and me, because Michael Cohen waived the attorney-client privilege at the request of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. The reason was Michael Cohen had pled guilty to 8 felony counts in the Southern District and was seeking to let...
No, Mumble Nation, not related to Lou and Elvis. Or Sue.
...lessen his sentence. And he thought he could be clever by going into the U.S. seeking to lessen his sentence.
That's important. He was seeking
and he thought he could be
sentence.
clever by going into the U.S. Attorney's Office and lying about cooperation. Michael Cohen went to the U.S. Attorney's Office and accused Rudy Giuliani and myself of conspiring to obstruct justice by tampering with a witness, namely Michael Cohen. The story, which they were floating at the time and his lawyers put out in the various newspapers, was that we had dangled a pardon under Michael Cohen's nose in order to keep him quiet so that he wouldn't testify against Donald Trump. When I received the call from the U.S. Attorney's Office saying, Bob, we'd like to talk to you about your representation of Michael Cohen, I said to them, can I presume that you guys are sitting there with a copy of the waiver of the attorney-client privilege? And they said, you presume correctly. I told them to scan it over to me, and once I received it, I'd be delighted to talk to them. And I did. I went down to 1 St. Andrews Plaza with a lawyer who had been the chief of the criminal division when I was deputy chief, Tom Fitzpatrick. And on the way into the office, he said to me, "Bob, aren't you nervous?" I said, "What for?" "I'm going to tell the truth, and I have documentary evidence that corroborates me 6 ways from Sunday." I said, "There's nothing to be nervous about. And in fact," I said, "I'll bet you $10 I'll have these people laughing within 15 minutes. I won the bet. I went up and I sat with 2 assistant U.S. attorneys, Tom McKay and Nick Rose, as well as 2 FBI agents whose names, unfortunately, I don't remember.
They were
We had a grand
memorable.
old time. I explained our entire history with Michael Cohen through emails and text messages. I explained the many, many lies that Michael Cohen told us. Most especially, I told them that when we first met Michael Cohen in April of 2018, keeping in mind now that I read Michael Cohen's testimony from yesterday's trial in New York on the way down on the train, and virtually every statement he made about me was another lie. A lie that can be proven not just by me denying it, but by myself, Jeff Citron, or Rudy Giuliani, or emails or text messages. Virtually every statement that he made. What he tries to do is he picks out, cherry picks, certain emails or text messages and tries to make them look like something else. The story he told yesterday was that Rudy Giuliani and I were somehow conspiring to try and keep him quiet, to try and keep him from flipping.
I want this guy to testify in Manhattan.
Cooperating. That's ridiculous. The first day that we met with Michael Cohen at the Regency Hotel, at his request, and there's email correspondence that show this, we went up there. I had never met Michael Cohen before. I didn't have any idea who he was or what sort of problem he was in. I saw this guy in a conference room at the Regency Hotel marching back and forth like a tiger in a cage. He was absolutely manic. He looked like he hadn't slept in 4 or 5 days. And he kept on, he knew my partner, Jeff Citron, for 10 years. I didn't know the guy. He kept on pounding on the table throughout his speeches that day. "Guys, I want you to know, I will do whatever the F I have to do. I will never spend 1 day in jail." He had to say that at least 10 times, maybe 20.
And then he
it was
ended
his
up in jail.
constant litany as he walked back and forth. So I said, "Michael, sit down. We need to discuss what's going on here." He told us about the raid, that his offices had been raided, his home had been raided. And he said, "I didn't do anything wrong, guys. I don't know what they're looking for." And I said, "Michael, the people in the Southern District of New York are very smart people.
They want to charge you
They
something,
got a
they'll
search
figure it
warrant
out.
for a lawyer's office. You can't do that just by going to the U.S. attorney. You need to go to Maine Justice and get approval from Maine Justice. You need to show them that you have proof that a crime has been committed and that the evidence of that crime is going to exist at the site to be examined." I said, "So, Michael, these people think that you did something wrong. What is it?" I said, "This is protected by attorney-client privilege," and it was until he waived the attorney-client privilege. "I swear to God, Bob, I didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I'm cooperating with the special counsel. I'm cooperating with Congress." Of course, he forgot to tell us that he lied to Congress, but that was part and parcel of the way Michael Cohen is. So I sat him down and I said, "Look, Michael, clearly here, you're not the target. Nobody's ever heard of Michael Cohen. But you are the lawyer for President Trump, and clearly that's their target. And let me explain to you how things work. When they get a search warrant, they're looking to gather evidence. They already have evidence against you for something, but you haven't told us what it is. And they are going to roll over you. You're just a bump in the road. Their target is Donald Trump. So I want you to think carefully now. And by the way, up to this point, he had told us when he introduced himself to us that 2 nights before, he was on the roof of the hotel, of the Regency Hotel, seriously considering jumping off, committing suicide, because he couldn't handle the pressure of the legal problems that he saw coming his way. And what he wanted to find out from us that day was his escape route. That's what he called it. "Guys, you have to tell me what my escape route is. What can I do to get out of this?" And I did. My obligation as a lawyer at that point in time was to explain to him what his options were. Clearly, one of his options was to cooperate. And I said to him, I said, "Michael, the way this works is if you have truthful information about Donald Trump, that's clearly what they're looking for, I can have all your legal problems solved by the end of the week." His response, "I swear to God, Bob, I don't have anything on Donald Trump." I said, Michael, I want you to think carefully about this. I probably came back to this subject 10 or 20 times during the 2-hour period. Every time I brought it up, every time he answered, I swear to God, excuse me, Bob, I don't have anything on Donald Trump. I said, Michael.
Wait, but now all of a sudden, he has vivid memory of the things that Donald Trump did that were illegal while he was his lawyer and advising him. That's Michael Cohen.
Whatever you have has to be truthful. If you think you can go in there and tell these people lies, you're crazy. It's going to backfire on you. You can't do that. So do you have anything on Donald Trump? Probably the 5th or the 6th time I got around to doing that, he said, well, I know that money is missing from the Trump inaugural ball. I said, is Donald Trump involved in that? No. Does Donald Trump know anything about that? No. I said, Michael, that's useless. You're not going anywhere with that. You asked me for your escape route. I'm telling you your escape route. All you have to do is be truthful if you have some real evidence on Donald Trump. His litany was the same all the time. I don't have anything on Donald Trump. This is exactly the opposite to what I saw him say on TV. He was telling the grand jury in Manhattan and the district attorney's office. He said, I went in there, I believe, if my memory is correct, 20 times, including 2 appearances in the grand jury, 18 times preparation sessions with the DA's office. I was sitting at home listening to this, and I said, that's nonsense. That's not what he told Jeff Citron and myself. And I decided at that point in time, I've got to make it known to both the defense and the prosecution what the real story is, who this guy really is. So I provided all this material to Donald Trump's lawyers, and I provided it to the Manhattan DA's office. And I asked for a meeting with District Attorney Bragg, because I wanted to go in there, let him look me in the eye, and let me explain all of the stuff that we had on Michael Cohen that showed that he's an inveterate liar. The guy can't be trusted. Bragg turned me down. But what he did say was,
Bragg didn't want...
I'll let you have a meeting with the assistant district attorneys. Now, when the Trump people...
We need you just to...
Bragg didn't want a reason to not charge Trump. And this would have made it impossible for a grand jury to charge Trump with this guy.
Sorry, when the Trump people heard about all of this, they insisted, as was their right under the law, that the DA put me before the grand jury.
Right.
So that I was scheduled for a Monday. On the Friday before, I gave the DA's office the courtesy of a Zoom conference for about an hour and a half. 8 assistant district attorneys and me on the other end. I explained, they didn't really ask me any questions. They just said, what do you want to say? Nice warm greeting for somebody who's trying to show them the right path quietly and privately so that they could correct their error before they made it.
All right. Now, I left the thread up that he's in. He goes through a number of the other lies that Cohen tells under questioning.
My name is Bob Costello. I've been an attorney for 50.
Where'd that come from?
51 years, and I'm the former assistant U.S. attorney in the Southern
I don't know which one's playing here.
District of New York.
There we go. We'll go with one question on this too.
He didn't believe the allegation of the Stormy Daniels story, that he thought the story would be embarrassing for Trump and especially for Melania, so he decided he would take care of it himself.
Absolutely, and that is contrary to what this guy testified to in court in New York yesterday.
Well, and what's not being talked about is your next paragraph, like the reason and his motivation for that. So if you could just kind of walk through that for the committee.
Yeah, obviously, when we started to talk about the NDAs, and this is the very first meeting at the Regency Hotel, when, by the way, Rudy Giuliani was not involved in representing Donald Trump at that time. Cohen testified that it was a conspiracy between Giuliani and Costello as of this date. Totally false. In any event, he also said that he didn't discuss the Stormy Daniels matter with us, and he certainly did. I specifically asked him, because he kept on going back saying, I can't believe they're trying to put me in jail for these NDAs. So I said, Michael, tell me about the NDA. Tell me about Stormy Daniels. What did you do? He said, I got a call from a lawyer representing Stormy Daniels who represented that she was going to testify that Donald Trump had sex with Stormy Daniels. Michael Cohen said, I didn't believe the allegation, but I knew that such an allegation would be terribly embarrassing. He said,
I'm not sure what odd audio you mean. There's a little bit of a vibration in this audio. Yes.
Would be embarrassing. He focused on Melania Trump. He said, I didn't want to embarrass Melania Trump. He said, that's why I decided to take care of this on my own. Right. I went back to that several times. You did this on your own? On my own. Did Donald Trump have anything to do with it? No. Did you get the money from Donald Trump? No. From any of his organizations? No. From anybody connected to Donald Trump? No. Where did you get the money? I took out a HELOC loan against my property. I said, why would you do that? He said, I didn't want anybody to know where I got this money. I didn't want Melania to know. I didn't want my own wife to know because she's in charge, he said, of the Cohen family finances. He said, if she saw money coming out of my account, she'd ask me 100 questions, and I didn't want to answer any of them. It was clear after talking to him for several days after that, whenever we talked on the phone or in my office, that he kept on bringing up the subject that he felt he was betrayed by.
Okay, so anyway, he testified that the reason they did it was because of they didn't want to influence the election. They didn't want it to influence the election, which is what Alvin Bragg wanted him to say. Remember, he has been coached by Dan Goldman, and in fact, there was a little bit of an exchange about this in the committee meeting, which I don't have time for now. But as the House subcommittee got heated Wednesday when Republican Representative Harriet Hageman of Wyoming called out Democratic Representative Dan Goldman in New York over alleged conflict of interest related to the business records trial of former President Donald Trump. Goldman said he had met with Michael Cohen, a one-time lawyer for Trump, a number of times to prepare him during Tuesday morning's MSNBC appearance. Hageman noted Goldman's comments as she prepared to question witnesses at a hearing held by the House Judiciary Committee Special Subcommittee on Weaponization of the Federal Government. What you need to understand is that Mr. Goldman, the novice representative from New York, actually does have a personal stake in this case, Hageman said. He has stated that he has been involved with the Bragg case, helping to prepare Cohen for his testimony. So he is firstly aligned with an admitted and convicted liar and perjurer. He's also paid the Judge Merchant's daughter firm over $150,000 for her services. So I think we've got quite a conflict of interest from Mr. Dan Goldman, the novice representative from New York. Democratic Delegate Stacey Plaskett of the Virgin Islands interrupted Hageman to demand that the Wyoming Republican's remark be stricken from the committee record. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to take the time because you got to see this.
Lady from, we'll go to the gentlelady from Wyoming, then the gentleman from Florida.
Mr. Chair, I'd ask unanimous consent. Excuse me, this is,
I'll get you as soon as we go after this day. Just unanimous consent?
Yes, just unanimous consent to enter the mandate for leadership.
Without objection. Without objection. The gentlelady from Wyoming is recognized.
Well, thank you. And if it seems like there might be a dog in this hunt on the other side, what you need to understand is that Mr. Goldman, the novice representative from New York, actually does have a personal stake in this case. He has stated that he has been involved with the Bragg case, helping to prepare Mr. Cohen for his testimony. So he is quite closely aligned with an admitted and convicted liar and perjurer. He's also paid the Judge Merchant's daughter's firm over $150,000 for her services. So I think we've got quite a conflict of interest from Mr. Dan Goldman, the novice representative from New York. And just one other thing to keep in mind when considering the hostility from the folks on the other side of this aisle is that the ranking member of this
Mr. Chair, I would move to have that
was Jeffrey Epstein's fixer.
Phrase taken down.
The ranking member was Jeffrey Epstein's fixer. So I think that might give you some idea of why you see this hostility.
Hang on, related, the ranking member is recognized.
I would ask that the statements regarding the conflict of interest related to Mr. Goldman be stricken down from the record. Engaging in personal personalities.
In your 14-minute and 14-second opening statement, you called the former president, current candidate for the office of President of the United States, all kinds of names. I think
he's not a member of this
committee. I understand he's not a member,
and that's what I'm asking.
A former president. What I'm saying is we should all be careful about it. I think the gentlelady from Wyoming was just stating facts that are in the news report.
She accused him of a conflict of interest.
That's not, oh my God, that's not disparaging him.
That be stricken down.
That's not disparaging him. He has a conflict of interest, clearly.
The lady's point of order is overruled. The gentlelady from Wyoming is recognized.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Hamilton.
All right, so anyway, I'm glad somebody brought up Dan Goldman's conflict of interest. I think they should have him, I think the defense for Donald Trump should call him as a hostile witness at the trial. But anyway, all right, guys, I got to go. I took those extra minutes to just show you those, and I got to go. Hello, Gen T, what's up? And GDSOB, what's up? All right, thanks for being here today, including all you Bitcoin, whatever idiots on Rumble, the bot farm over there. Somehow we're going to find a way to block all you motherfuckers. Anyway, thanks for joining me today on the Morning Night Live. I'll be back tomorrow for question day, Q&A day, and tomorrow is going to be a free-for-all day. So you got to bring up the topic in the chat, and then we'll look it up and see what's going on, and we'll have some fun with that. And in the future, I might start having guest hosts on Friday, so you have other people to ask questions of, because I sometimes just don't know the answer to the questions about the Franken ads. So anyway, thank you. I'm going to drop all the links in the chat like I always do. There's a bunch of extra news in there that I didn't have any chance to get to. I hope you all enjoy the links when they come out. Unfortunately, it takes a little while to get them into the chat, but they'll always be in the description under YouTube and Rumble. Thanks for joining me. It's time for me to go. My name is P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Hey, this is P Dog Knight, and thank you for watching. Hey, this is P Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.